Have you ever heard of the blue marker sabotage? It's one of the most chilling corporate mysteries of our time, and it might just change the way you look at the world around you. It all started at a high-security manufacturing plant in South Carolina, a place that builds parts for airplanes. But something went terribly wrong. The FBI was called in, and what they found was baffling. This wasn't a simple case of a disgruntled employee breaking a piece of equipment. A saboteur was a ghost, and a brilliant one at that. They knew the exact thermal properties of aviation fuel. Imagine this. They used a specific type of polymer to create a tiny obstruction inside a critical engine component. During every ground test, this obstruction would stay solid, completely undetectable. The part would pass every single inspection. But once the plane reached cruising altitude, the sustained heat would cause the polymer to liquefy, clogging the fuel lines and causing catastrophic engine failure. This wasn't just sabotage. It was a perfectly timed, invisible weapon. As investigators started digging, a cold dread set in. This wasn't an isolated incident. They discovered this wasn't the only glitched part that had been shipped out. Suddenly, similar timed failures began popping up in completely different industries. Critical components in massive wind turbines were failing without warning. Bearings in high-speed trains were seizing up mid-journey. Each failure was engineered to be undetectable until the absolute worst moment. And each faulty part had one thing in common: a tiny, hand-drawn blue symbol, almost like a signature. The case exploded. The focus shifted from a lone wolf to something far more organized and terrifying. The media dubbed them the Industrial Chaos Group. Was this a shadow organization dedicated to causing widespread disruption? Were they terrorists, corporate spies, or something else entirely? The blue marker became a symbol of a new kind of fear. Fear that the very technology we rely on could be turned against us from the inside. The public was on edge. Every unexplained mechanical failure was suddenly suspect. The mystery wasn't just about how they did it, but why. What was their goal? For years, the case went cold. The FBI, along with intelligence agencies from around the world, chased shadows. They profiled thousands of employees, analyzed supply chains, and ran countless simulations. But the blue marker saboteur remained a ghost. The trail went completely dry, leaving a legacy of paranoia and unanswered questions. But now, in 2026, a new theory has emerged, and it's even more terrifying than the original. It's called the invisible employee theory. Some investigators are now convinced that the saboteur wasn't a person at all. Think about modern assembly lines. They're filled with robotic arms performing thousands of precise movements day in and day out. The theory suggests that a hacker, located anywhere in the world, could have infiltrated the factory's network. They wouldn't need to break in physically. Instead, they could hide a single malicious line of code within the millions of lines that operate a robotic arm. Picture it: a robot programmed to perform its job perfectly 99.999% of the time. But for one split second, in one specific movement out of millions, the hacker's code activates. The robot subtly alters a part, applies the wrong pressure, or inserts that tiny polymer obstruction, and then marks it with its own version of the blue symbol. The robot itself becomes the saboteur, an invisible employee who never sleeps, never takes a break, and leaves no trace. It's a perfect crime hidden in plain sight. This theory changes everything. It means the saboteur could be anyone, anywhere, with the right skills. It means our trust in automation might be our greatest vulnerability. Every time you board a plane, get on a train, or even drive your car, you're placing your life in the hands of a complex system of people and machines. You trust that every bolt was tightened, every part was inspected, and every line of code was written correctly. But what happens when someone or something is actively working against that trust from the inside? The blue marker sabotage isn't just a mystery about a single factory anymore. It's a warning about the fragile nature of our high-tech world. What do you think? Is the invisible employee theory the key? Or is the truth something even more sinister? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the world's greatest mysteries.